Today, as you can see, is an absolutely beautiful day. Grey skies, rain, wet everywhere. It's okay. As you can see, I have my emergency poncho. Oh, hello. What's your name? Huh? Hello, welcome back again. I'm all now set and ready for Halloween. Now we're going off the path of it here. I'm now just about in the middle of Lake Gwelup in Carolina. So I just realized that's not going to happen because the spare battery is actually in the car. So, Lake Gwelup on a Saturday morning. Bit of a wet, trudgy floor, so it is winter, so it's going to be a bit wet out here. And I got my poncho in the backpack just in case, in preparation for a big downpour. If you look up there, it looks like there's going to be quite a few big heavy rain clouds. They could be coming my way. That's okay, we're prepared for it. Now there's a few different options that it appears that you can take. Down the right, excuse me, the frog's in the throat again. To the right there's a path. You can go straight ahead, there's a path. And to my left there's a path. So I am just going to head straight, see where this path goes. And directly over to my right, you can see there's some houses which is situated quite close to Lake Gwelup. So, the beautiful Lake Gwelup behind me. We've had quite a fair bit of rain over the last few weeks, even the last month or so, so that's how you can see that the lake is very full at the moment. So I don't know if it gets much higher than that, but there's a fair bit of water at the moment. So this is just a normal kind of winter day. So you see sky like this, but sometimes it's hit and miss. You might get a nice clear blue sky day like we saw last weekend, but today it's just luck of the draw really. It's been raining a fair bit, and I should just be thankful really that it's not raining right now, because on the drive here it was actually raining a fair bit when I came here, so it appears to be a bit of a break in the rain at the moment. So judging by the sky, there's a fair few rain clouds out there, so all going well. We may or may not cop a lot of rain, but it's good just to be out here. Oh, hello. What's your name? Huh? Oh, okay. Morning. Oh, they all want to say hello. They all want to say hello. Alrighty. Alright, back down to the lake. Oh, Willow's being a bit naughty. Alrighty. Getting a little bit closer to the lake. Look how beautiful and green the grass is out here. A nice winter's day. Perfect weather for a nice cup of soup actually. I did actually have a cup of soup for my dinner last night. Air fried chicken pieces. 50% less fat they claim. But I think it had 50% less taste. Oh, we're getting right up to the little lake, the front of the lake. It was yeah, let's have a look. You can see the lovely little droplets. Hello, welcome back again. I'm all now set and ready for Halloween, so let's go out trick-or-treating. Happy Halloween, everyone. Well, at least I got a little bit of protection from the elements from above. Got my, I managed to get this little bargain for about $2, so I did pretty well in that regard. So it may stop me getting a little bit wet. The only downside is it doesn't offer protection for my backpack, unless I put it over to cover my backpack. Now that might be an idea, actually. Okay, so directly behind me, what do we have? We have a tennis court and one of those other courts where you hit the ball against it and then chase after it. It's a bit like tennis, but not. Yeah, so these courts here, so basically you just throw the ball up there, bang, bang, tennis, boom. One person on each side, and then you have it. There's your bit of fitness. And over here we have two lovely tennis courts, currently not in use due to the weather, I would say. Probably a little bit slippery and difficult to play tennis in this wet weather. Yeah, there's actually a tennis ball just right under there, wedged under the, oh no, it's not wedged under the fence, it looked like it was, but yeah. So there's a few sports amenities down at Lake Gwelup. So directly in front of me, which looks a lot further away than in real life, but that's just how things look on the GoPro. So I'd say it's about 30-40 meters in front of me are some Aussie rules football goals. So Australian rules football being one of the main sports played in Australia, it's played primarily in the winter months. The season usually kicks off, no pun intended there, kicks off in about, pre-season is before winter, but it starts in like March, April, and then finishes in September. So you see the 4 posts there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see that one there is shorter, and then this one there taller. So you see the 2 tall ones, if you kick the ball through here, you get 6 points, which is a goal. And if the ball goes through here, that there is 1 point. So it's an interesting shape, the Australian rules football. It's one of a kind. And also, if the ball hits the post, so you kick the ball, boom, 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 and if it hits here, that's 1 point. So the goal is to kick as many goals as you can, really. And you've got 2 sets, one on each side. So, and you play 4 quarters, I believe, as well. So each quarter goes for 20 minutes. And yeah, so you swap sides every quarter, which helps with wind, because you know the wind changes a lot. So if you have one side playing with the same set of wind the whole time, it's a bit unfair. So yeah, this is sports ground where they play Aussie rules footy. I think my poncho's doing okay. It gets blown around in the wind a little bit, but keep exploring. I'm getting blown away a little bit at the moment, but it's all part and parcel. Got a fellow down there having a bit of a jog, so let's get back on the path, I think. Now I would say this little poncho waterproof hoodie kind of needs something that could attach it to the front of the hat. I'd say like a paper clip really would almost do it, wouldn't it? Because left to the elements, it just blows off. But that's okay, it's relatively comfortable. I feel like I'm getting a bit of protection from the rain. So, alright. Okay, just be mindful of where I'm going. I look like I escaped from a mental asylum a little bit, haven't I? With my white coat on. I feel like I should be sectioned or something. Oh dear. What a day. It's actually quite a very beautiful day today out here. You'll just have to excuse some of my attire, but better to be a little bit waterproof than soaked and sodden, really, isn't it? Okay, it looks like there's a bit of a viewing point coming up. Little boardwalk. It's a wildlife protection area, so we'll go for a little walk up here on the path, see where it goes. Might be able to catch some wildlife, some birds, get some nice views of the lake. All right. Now it feels very eerily quiet out here. It's very suspenseful, almost like something out of a horror movie. But very serene, peaceful as well. Getting a lot of the wildlife come out from all the water and the rain. Now coming up to the left appears to be one of the highlights. Got a nice beautiful little viewing point for everyone. Gosh, I'll just have to make a thumbnail I think here as well, won't I? Wow, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well, at least I get a little bit of protection from the rain if it decides to bucket down under there. It's very mesmerizing where I am right now. I'm not too sure if the camera can actually capture just such a beautiful shot where we are right now. The little ducks just swirling around in the same spot there. Nice to be out in nature today. Now I've zoomed in a little bit for you there so you can absolutely see through the water here, which is good. So maybe the water's a little bit healthier here than what it was at Tomato Lake out in Kewdale. Originally I remember I said that Tomato Lake was out in Belmont, but Lake Tomato is in Kewdale, but they're very close to each other, Kewdale, Belmont. I'm really quite interested to know what that little pop-out sign is kind of warning you against, because it's not as if many people will be going down there, and it's not much of a concern, safety concern really, because yes, but I'm most curious. I wonder what it would be. What do they not want people to be, what do they want people to be protected from? What is such the safety concern that do not go down there? And yeah. But you can see, it's just literally like the grass, isn't it? It's water over the grass. So in summertime, this would be all very dry. I'm quite enjoying this lake, actually. Weather seems to have held up a little bit, but not sure for how long. You can see up there, there's a few big rain clouds. Alright, we'll keep going. Now I can't help but feel like my Enduro battery and the GoPro is being chewed through a lot, way too quickly. I'm sitting on currently about 37% battery. Haven't used up much of the SD card. Probably got about 10 minutes of footage so far, but I had it on about 86% battery when I came out this morning, but for it to have chewed through about 40% battery already is actually quite interesting. I'm not too sure, so what I plan or propose to do actually is for next week's video maybe actually fully charge up the spare Enduro battery and trial using that one instead of the one that I'm currently using. So that was the good thing with the GoPro 11, is that it came with 2 batteries. So the other one's in my backpack ready to go, but I think it's on about 50% battery. Ooh, a bit of sludge here. Yeah, but I don't recall it in the past. For some reason the battery seems to be being used a little bit more so than what it has in previous times. But I might do some research, look it up online, maybe chat on some group chats, see if they have any answers to my dilemma. Well, I might just put my crazy man suit back on. Now, as we were talking about Aussie rules football before, a lot of sports fans, not just Aussie rules fans, actually use these when they go out to the footy. So nice, cheap, and whoop, yeah, so it protects against the rain. As you can see, the sun's starting to come out now a little bit, which is nice. Lovely. Maybe we won't cop some of the sun. There's some of the water, the rain. Anyhow, I'll just keep trekking along out here as if I am an alien. So we've seen a couple of them out in the last few videos, haven't we? Alrighty. No rain so far. Let's just keep going and see where we go. Now we're going off the path a bit here. I want to see if we can kind of get a little bit closer to the water where it looks like there's some reefs. You know, we like to go off the path a little bit, but proceed with caution. It's a little bit damp and just gotta be mindful where you're going. But yes, we want to get a little bit closer to the reefs and see if we can get a nice shot. Don't imagine that we would need to worry about snakes this time of year. So they would be hibernating, I believe. The only downside is going out here is now that my shoes are completely wet, but it was worth it. Now I've got a good shot for you. So this is just the back of the lake. So literally just over there is where we were before, in the main water body of the lake. So a lot of reefs growing out here. If you're interested. Oh, uh-oh. And our friends have come back to see us. Hello. Very friendly dogs. Yeah. So yeah, Lake Gwelup. Very playful dogs just wanting to say hello. The water looks like it's maybe about a foot deep out here. And the trees are literally just sodden from the rain, which is to be expected. And out there appears to be some dark clouds forming. But it is winter, so it happens. It's just nice that the sun's out a little bit. So I haven't seen much sun lately this week. Been at work indoors most of the time. So it's actually nice to get a bit of vitamin D at the moment. Now I'm on the other side of Lake Gwelup, and there's another sign there. So that hit-up wall is where you play tennis. So that is the actual term for it. It's a hit-up wall. Doesn't necessarily mean that you actually have to play tennis on it, but it's good to know. So what also I can tell you is that the lake perimeter is a loop of 2,418 meters. So you can see the sign there again. So I'm just currently looking for the "you are here," and then I'll figure out how to get back to where I was. I can actually read out some of the sign for you if you'd like to know. Hydrology. Lake Gwelup was once a series of wetlands which were filled in to become a large lake. In earlier years, the lake was deep and permanent, but in recent times, it has changed into a seasonal lake and has occasionally dried out in summer. This could be attributed to a warmer, drier climate with lower rainfall, as well as to changing land uses through the catchment in terms of new residential development and increased groundwater abstraction. Now, if you'd like to know about the native flora, there are 3 vegetation complexes in Lake Gwelup Reserve. These include the following: Cottesloe, Central and South Complex, as typified by Chewett woodlands comprising Chewett, Jarrah, Marri, open forest and closed heathlands. Karrakatta, which is also a suburb in Perth, in case you wanted to know. Central and South Complex, as typified by Marri open forest and Jarrah Banksia woodland, and Herdsman Complex. Herdsman is actually another lake in Perth. It was one of the very first videos that I filmed, just in case if you're wondering. So the native flora Herdsman Complex, I can tell you, as typified by sedge lands and fringing vegetation including paperbark and flooded gum. Paperbark! As you know how much I absolutely just love paperbark. I love just the way it just peels right off the tree. Okay, I'm gonna keep trekking and see where I go. My favorite. City of Stirling. City of choice. Caution, snakes have been sighted on this reserve. Perfect. Now that's what I would like to see. I like snakes, but they'll be hibernating at the moment. Alright. Now, one of the downsides of this lake is that it wraps around and is situated next to a main road. So once you reach this part of the path on around the regional park, it unfortunately brings you back to reality, and you're drowned out a little bit by the sounds of automobiles. Oh, there's actually a cool little drinking fountain right here. But yeah, so not a big fan about that for this lake, but to be expected. At least there was a fair bit of peace and quiet as we were originally trekking out on the other side of the lake. I'll swing it around and show you. And I've got Google Maps going off on my phone telling me where to go, because as you know, my sense of direction by myself isn't the best. You are here, go this way, go that way. Alright, got my poncho on. Some nice pretty views behind me. Now, all going well, I would imagine that this path that I'm currently on shall take me back to the car. It's a little bit noisy with the cars out there. I'm just quite surprised that it hasn't bucketed. When I say bucketed, that means rains moderately heavy. I'm just surprised that it hasn't rained a lot on me. Because when I was driving here, as I was saying before, it was a fair bit of rain. So as I was preparing to come out on the walk today, I was expecting a fair bit of rain. But the weather's been pretty good, I must admit. It's held up most of the time. I think the only time I literally got rained on today out here was when I put this poncho on. I think the correct term is poncho, is it? This waterproof hoodie thingamajig. So yeah, so not too bad weather out here. Just gonna swap the camera over a little bit. I had another good workout at the gym yesterday, so I did 30 minutes weights and 35 minutes on the elliptical machine. I know I got a little bit lazy actually. I was gonna go for 60 minutes, but I felt a little bit fatigued. I thought I better save a little bit of juice and energy so I could come out and make a cool video for you guys. Yeah, I'd actually planned, or I was contemplating going out to a different lake, but I'd been eyeing this lake off for a little while actually. So yeah, it didn't take long to get out here at all actually. I must admit, it only took maybe 10-20 minute drive to get out here. So that was from Subiaco, so literally about 20-minute drive from the central business district, depending on weather and other factors, I guess. And yeah, it's been a lovely day. Me walking around in my white crazy man gown. Just escaped from the lunatic asylum. So I'm sure they'll take me back very shortly. Okay, sadly I'm chewing through battery too quick for the camera to keep up with me. Yeah, I might see if I can do an emergency battery change, because I still feel like I've got a little bit of gas left in the tank. Now there's one good lesson I've learnt today, and that is to always put the spare Enduro battery in my backpack and not leave it in the car. So in future, that is what I shall be doing. Yes, very beautiful scenic footpath down here. Very quiet today.
You have arrived.
Oh, Google has told me that I've arrived. So I'm guessing it's telling me that I've arrived in Lake Gwelup. So look at these lovely, beautiful bushes and plants. This one is a very popular plant which is seen all throughout Western Australia. Very beautiful. Everything is so luscious and green out here today. Very, very green. Come summer, a lot of this will dry out and turn a bit more brown and grey. But that's Australia. Now, directly in front of me we have two very mesmerizing parrots. So we'll see if we can get up close to them. You can see them. Oh, there goes one, there goes two. Very beautiful green coloring on them. So here we have it, me literally just standing out just about in the middle of Lake Gwelup in Karana. So I hope you've enjoyed today's walk around. Didn't get as wet as what I thought I would, which is good, but you never know, it's never too late. But still got maybe a couple of kilometers of walking to do, so may cop a bit of a downfall. But this has been Perth in winter. Just still goes to show that still do some pretty interesting, cool things in wintertime in Perth. Try not to let the weather get you down, and you can still go for some interesting treks and walks as long as you don't let the weather bother you too much, and as long as it's not completely flooded out or anything, you can still go out and have a good time. So, yeah, gotta love Perth. As I keep telling everyone, Perth, one of the best cities in the world. Why would you want to live anywhere else, really? What a beautiful, beautiful city to live in.